So let me ask you this. I don't know if you have any necessarily inside information on this, because the good thing is you're still on social media. I follow you. You place sand in all the right places to irritate people. What's the game plan here? What do you think? What's the Trump family going to be doing?
Oh, well, listen, we're going to stay involved. We're obviously going back into business and doing the things that we do that way. I mean, I know for me, I'm going to stay involved in the politics because, frankly, you have to. There's too much at stake. I'm the father of 5 young kids. I want them to grow up in an America that, I recognize. I want them to enjoy the freedoms that we've, until recently, held so dearly. I mean, that's what's sort of scary, especially in the last year. The willingness of people to sort of just say, you know what? I'm going to let a bureaucrat decide what's best for me. Who cares? Don't worry about it. Maybe one day we'll get it back if we want it. That sort of, the American public becoming sheep is really scary to me. And so, if I can be a voice to help slow that spread, I'm going to do it. And, I guess for better or worse, I guess I've been able to build up a decent name for myself within conservatism, mostly not because I'm so good at anything, but mostly because our bench is so weak. There's just not people willing to actually engage, to take on the fight, to be called names by, the lovely people at CNN. I just don't care. And it makes, that sort of freedom, it's sort of nice because you can just go after and say the things that need to be said. And, we need more people on our side doing that. Yeah. Well,
let me ask, is that a hint? Do you think that there is potentially Donald Trump Jr., maybe actual political office run in the future?
I don't know. Listen, like I said, I'm sort of a junkie about it. I'm into it. I'm into the fight. I don't know that I want the day job right now. And candidly, no, you got to want that too, right? Right. You should run for Senate, but then you got to be a senator. Like, I'm like, you got to want that. And by the way, there may be a time. At this stage of my life, candidly, I think I can probably do a lot more for sort of the movement, not having the restrictions. Not having to deal with the nonsense, being able to, actually say what I want without sort of, the decorum of being part of that, it's a little different. So, candidly, I think I'm probably more effective right now outside. But again, I've got the bug, so you never know what happens down the road.
Well, yes, you are. And hopefully, I hope and pray that they don't ban you or even what they've done with us. We've been demonetized on YouTube, throttled on Facebook, removed from Shopify. Yeah. But, there's that law, obviously, I think a friend of your family's DeSantis and a friend of conservatives, the law in Florida where these big tech companies will incur penalties if they punish someone in political office. And so I know maybe you don't want the day job, but I know we've talked about this, and I just can't keep my mouth shut when I feel like I have a good idea. Since you are...
I'm running for dog catcher,
yes,
Stephen.
Yes.
I'm running for dog catcher.
Run for dog catcher in Florida.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
I will create a national campaign, billboards, attack ads on the previous dog catcher, just so that you can use the Florida law to force them.
I can say whatever I want. Because listen, the reality, I'm still on a lot of those platforms. I haven't been thrown off permanently of any of them, but I see what they still do. I noticed sort of a fairly common anomaly. And I was, on Instagram last week. I think it was 28.4 million impressions, an average post like of close to 250,000 likes per post. And I had 304 new followers.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
This happens.
I don't know. I hit almost 30 million people that week.
Yeah.
But, so they're showing sort of my stuff to the people who want to see it, who may be following me, but basically making sure that no one outside of that bubble ever sees anything. And, at least that's what it seems to be with me. I think, honestly, actually, Facebook has been better with me than Instagram. And I think Twitter has become the worst of all of them. I just look at my analytics, the engagement of what I'm doing now, and you and I both sort of know when I hit send or post, I know what something's going to do before.
Right.
We're sort of good at this point. It's not, okay, that one's filler. That one's going to be gold. That one's going big, and you can see it. It's going, and then boom, it hits that ceiling, and it's going nowhere from that moment on.
Right.
Because they're shutting it down. And, again, these things are quite apparent to me, and, we got to keep combating it. I'm still going to use the platforms because, it's hard to walk away from.
Sure.
9 million people and 6 million people and 5 million people, wherever it may be on each of the platforms. It's still important to get it out there. We just have to understand that we're not in a fair fight with the other side where, some liberals get, with 3 followers and 2 posts, can get 50,000 likes because they're promoting it and pushing it and everyone's going to see it. And it's absolutely insane.
No, it is.
Watch Louder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.